What up, my favorite people? Okay, I just want to say I apologize for not posting this weekend, but now you get to start off the week with my lovely voice. Okay, so for today's episode, we're going to talk about the whole Demi Lovato and like her engagement with Max and like how it broke off because of some tweets. And of course, I found out through this account for this magazine that I'm a writer for, that Ashton from 5 Seconds of Summer is releasing his own solo album, and I was so shooked by that information that I had to DM my friend about it because I was like, how did I not hear about this? That and a little bit more slip-ins, so get excited. Hey, so if you are interested in starting a podcast, I would like to tell you about Anchor. So before my first episode, I always wanted to start a podcast, but I didn't know how. I didn't know where to get music from. I didn't know how to record my own voice. And a friend of mine named Emily, shout out to Emily, recommended me Anchor. And honestly, it changed my life. And it makes podcasting so much easier. So it's the easiest way to start a podcast. That's like the first thing I have to say. Also, it gives you everything in one place, and it's for free. Like, all the music, sound effects, all of that you need is for free, and you can use it. All you need to do is upload or import your voice recordings for your segments, and after that, you can edit your episode, change up the segment, add, sound effects, add music, and voila, you have your fully set up episode. So you can also record your own voice in the creation tools that Anchor gives you, and you can record on Anchor instead of recording somewhere else, so that makes it even more easy. And they'll distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. So some of the platforms are Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many, many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. All you have to do is download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Okay, so first we gotta start with the whole Demi Lovato and Max Enright. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but so it kind of all started with the tweet that resurfaced from his Twitter account from December 10th, 2010, and he said, "Ha ha ha ha, Selena Gomez and Demi are cute together." He spelled it weird. But boy, if you think Demi is prettier, you're wrong. Which is so fucked up to say about your partner. That's just mean. Then there's more tweets that resurfaced. So there's some guy named Ryan Garcia posted on September 2nd, 2018. "When I win this fight, will Selena marry me? Probably not, but gives me more motivation." And then Max retweeted that and said, "You'd have to fight me first," at Ryan Kingery. And then says, "If Max Ironrick landed a romantic comedy role, he knows exactly who he'd want as his love interest. Selena Gomez. I want to work with her so bad." The 19-year-old pregnancy pack star tells Popstar in a video interview. "She's so funny, and I think her comedic timing and everything is so fantastic. I just heard her song the other day, and she's so talented," he adds. "She's a great singer also. I'd love to sing with her. I'd love to act with her. She's awesome." And then the article, ended or whatever. And then he tweeted on September 26th of 2015, "There's a female singer that screams so much better than you know who." And I think he was talking about Demi in that one. And then he says, "Some girl tweeted your wife," and it's a picture of Selena, and then he retweeted that tweet with emojis. And then he said, he tweeted on 26th of September of 2015, there's a female singer or whatever. And that's just fucked up, isn't it? Am I the only one that thinks that's kind of mean? So then there's other tweets that resurface. So some say, there was this tweet that he said, "I think she's an extremely, extremely talented girl, and I've actually had a major crush on her since 2010, and my teenage self, said it in an interview as well. So it's kind of been this ongoing thing. But then, like, obviously I put it out on Twitter and I didn't even realize that would catch, like, that people would take that, like, seriously. I think that's when he's defending his tweets about Selena. And then he continues, what she stands for charity-wise, just being an activist. She just has a great heart. Her heart is in the right place. She loves Jesus. She loves God. She's like an angel, and I love her. But on top of that, I respect her musically, and I want to make music with her, okay? I want to make a song with her. Then there's another one. There's just so many. Let me go back. So then it says, I want to put a disclaimer that I don't know if these are photoshopped, but the tweets that I have mentioned so far have been his. But there's another one where it says, I love Selena and I love each and every single one of you. Bad liar or fetish. And then he replied both. What's your favorite song from Selena? And I think he replied to that. He posted a picture of Selena on his Instagram story and said Women Crush Wednesday. He's like posted a lot more stuff. I'm trying to like see if I can zoom in. It's kind of like me, but like it's just kind of fucked up because so then Selena posted, here's my new record in the making. And then he commented, I think this was for Instagram. Your live was beautifully spoken. You are using your platform to spread God and truth, and I have the utmost respect for you. Let's go to church together this upcoming week. DM me. Those things are weird, I will admit. And then I think he followed this account called Max and Selena. And then when Selena went on a live, he replied, marry me now. It's just not looking good. Because if you're engaged to, Demi and you're on the side, I don't know. It's weird to me. I think what makes it more sus is, if you don't know, earlier this year, Demi was kind of caught having a Finsta where she talked a lot of shit about Selena. And then you get engaged to someone who's obsessed with Selena. Now, people were kind of shitting on him, saying he's a stalker. I like to think he was a fanboy. There's fangirls. I'm one of them. I fangirl about so many celebrities. And if, you have to take in consideration, this was in a time when he didn't know Demi yet. He was just a big fan of Selena, and he was doing what every other fangirl does. Marry me, Women Crush Wednesday, retweeting stuff. That's common. The tweets weren't as weird to me because those are common in any fangirl vocabulary. Literally, there's fan accounts. What I think is weird is that I don't know if he followed that Instagram account like Max and Selena once he was engaged. This is where I'm going to say it's sus. Now, I could be wrong. Excuse me for yawning. It's a little weird that they dated for 4, 5, 6 months and then got engaged immediately, within 2 months of that or whatever. It's a little sus because he went to go live with her. And it's Demi Lovato. Now, he did tweet at her. I did do, I don't know if I did a podcast episode, but he did tweet in 2010, another year that I'm not with Demi or something. He tweeted at her kind of in a way of, let me date Demi Lovato, too. Now, I was like, oh, my God, Twitter's real. I'm going to start tweeting because, look at Halsey and look at Max. They tweeted and, now they're dating their celeb crushes. The point here I'm trying to make is, do I think his tweets are sus? No. But do I think he moved a little too far along with Demi? Yes. Do I think his motives are in the right place? I didn't think they were. I got a feeling that they weren't as soon as they started dating, because I'm like, this is a little moving a little too far. Now again, it's Hollywood. Hollywood moves fast. Couples date and then get engaged and then get married and then the divorce. And it's just a fast moving place. I just think it was a little sus. And honestly, to be honest, no one's fucking surprised. I did a poll on my Instagram story. I think 78 or 80% of the people said they weren't surprised. Because no one was. It's not that the relationship wasn't genuine. I don't know the relationship. It just didn't seem on his part, Did he even have that much money to give her that ring if he lived with her? I don't know. But all of this is a little, kind of fucked up. It's just weird because I know Demi and Selena don't technically get along. Well, at least Demi doesn't like Selena, from what we've seen on her Instagram account, Finsta. So it's like, I feel like she broke it off because of that. Because, like, imagine if you're dating someone and you don't get along with this one girl and he's, like, a big fan of her and has been tweeting at her. Like, I'd be like, this bitch, like, what? No, I'd be upset too. And especially if one of the tweets says, if you think Demi's prettier than Selena, like, that's just fucked. That's so fucked up. And I stand by what I say. Like, I don't know. I think he's a little sus. I don't personally like him. That's just me, though. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you're listening to this podcast, comment. I know Apple Podcasts lets you, or on like the Apple Podcast, whatever, lets you comment. Please leave a comment. If not, I created a new Instagram account for my podcast. It's literally at Chisme with Mely. DM me or comment on any one of my posts and let me know what you think, because, I don't know, this is not surprising me, but I think it is messy. Also, last thing to end this section of the podcast episode, I still have hope that Demi and Nick will get together. Now, I could do a whole episode on the whole Priyanka thing, because when I've been on TikTok, a lot of, like, Desi women have been shitting on her. Like, have been shitting on Priyanka. And they're, saying that, like, us Americans don't, like, really know her and, like, don't know her past. And they've, like, put in clips of her speaking, but I don't, like, know the language, and there's, like, no, like, subtitles, so I don't really know what she's saying. But a lot of the people in the comments were, like, shitting on her. And again, like, I can't believe people really just, like, glazed over what she said at BeautyCon when she shushed that Pakistani girl. Like, that was rude. 1, 2, how are you going to be a UN brand ambassador of peace and yet promote war and promote, like, these tactics that are going to hurt people, like, innocent people? As a UN ambassador, you shouldn't be for that. Like, I understand being a nationalist or whatever and, like, being proud of your country, but, like, I just thought it was a fucked up situation, and honestly, she shouldn't have said anything. I think that was her publicist's fault. I don't know, like, after the whole BeautyCon, because I was a fan of Priyanka, and after the whole BeautyCon, I was kind of like, nah, like, I don't respect her anymore. Like, you shouldn't have done, especially to a girl. She was asking a valid question, first of all, so she couldn't have gotten mad. And to call security on her, and no one said anything. Like, E! News posted about it, but, like, where was the outrage? I was outraged. I was like, why did she speak to this girl? Like, first of all, that was a valid question. Second of all, if you are a UN ambassador, like, you should have been called out way more for this. Like, you should have been dropped immediately. But no one did. So on that note, I will say, this other TikTok, was saying that supposedly, I don't know if this is true or not. Again, this is just all tea that I've heard. But that their marriage isn't real, and that when they go back to LA, Nick is, like, dating and, like, smashing other models and just, like, random girls or whatever, because their marriage isn't real and it's PR. I don't know if that's true. That was, like, literally on the TikTok. It had no evidence, so I highly doubt that's true. But I just wanted to add that in. So I'm shipping Demi and Nick together because they're best friends, and yeah, Demi too. I'm so sorry. They're best friends, and, well, not anymore. But back then they were, and she wrote, like, 2 songs about him, about how she wanted to elevate the friendship. And to be honest, like, I was really hoping they would date. Then she, overdosed, and she, like, cut ties with him. But there's just, like, a very small part of me that still ships them together. And I stand by that. And I think they are going to end up together. So, putting that out in the universe. Okay, breaking news to the whole Demi and Max story. I just saw this. So apparently Max claimed that he had no idea about the engagement being broken up by Demi. He found out when the internet found out, and so then he supposedly has posted stories to his Instagram story, and that, was seen on Entertainment Tonight. And then he said, "Please stop trying to thank you next me," Max wrote in his now deleted Instagram story, "for I am just a human being who has to go to work tomorrow a.m. where there are families with kids relying on me. To this moment, we haven't spoken over the phone. We haven't even officially ended anything to each other. Literally, I'm here in real time with y'all. I love Demetria and just want her to be healthy and safe. He then wrote a message directly to Demi saying, if you're reading this, I love you always, unconditionally, no matter what. He then added, Demetria is the best female vocalist alive, and everyone should know it. She inspires me every day, and is an incredible human being. I know it's not her writing these stories; it's a machine. I love her unconditionally. So supposedly she did let him know that they did end the engagement. This just like reminds me of the whole Pete Davidson and Ariana Grande situation. But yeah, so he posted this. He please stop trying to think you next me. Good night. And then God bless, and then just everything. It's just, I don't know, like, he then posted like her story, her like her old songs, like Don't Forget, and it says, I have respected and loved Demetria since I was 15, and my friend Samara, whom recently passed, took me to her concert. Demetria is the best female vocalist, and everyone should know it. And then there's like the Catch Me song, and it says, she inspires me every day as an incredible human. I love her unconditionally. Like, it's just, I feel like he's trying to win her back, because I think he knows he, like, essentially fucked up. So for me, I think it's just, like, a way for him to, like, win her back. But, you know, I don't know. This is, like, wild. Hey, what's happening? Voting isn't just going to the polls on election day anymore. Options like early voting, mail-in voting, and ballot drop boxes are available to more voters and are growing in popularity. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Workers, breaks down the options your state offers for casting a ballot, empowering you to decide when and where to vote. Democracy works best when we all vote, but misinformation and confusion about election procedures have resulted in low voter turnout. How to Vote, a tool created by Democracy Works, takes the guesswork out of the voting process. How to Vote is easy to use and helps folks from all over the country overcome many of the process barriers to voting. Democracy Works is committed to helping you vote no matter what. Their tool, How to Vote, does just that. Sign up for election reminders, see what's on your ballot, get step-by-step assistance requesting your mail ballot, explore your options for returning your voted mail ballot, check your voter registration status, find your polling site, and make sure you have the appropriate ID. Decide when and where you'll vote this year at howto.vote. That is how-to-vote. Again, that is howto.vote. Thank you guys so much. Okay. So, moving on to the second thing that I'm going to talk about, which is, if you're a Five Sauce fan, which if you're not, you can still listen to this podcast. It's not like tea. I was just so shocked when this came out. So, if you don't know, in 2014, I discovered 5 Seconds of Summer through the love of my lives, that is One Direction. And I've been following them. At first, I was like a big fan girl, and then like now I don't really like follow any of them on social media. But I do think 2 of them are very attractive. One of them being Ashton. So I still have a crush on him. But I don't follow any of them, so I don't really get a lot of news or whatever. So as I mentioned in the intro, I follow this one magazine that I'm going to write for. And they posted about it, and I was just like so shook, because I'm like, oh my god, like I didn't know this was like a thing. And apparently it is a thing. And so yeah, he's doing this solo project. He released his newest single called Skinny, which is about eating disorders and body dysmorphia and like your self-image. I listened to it. I think you should listen to it. Go on YouTube, go on Spotify, and stream it. It hits you in your feels if you suffer from any of those kind of disordered eating and disordered thoughts. I know when I heard it, it got me a little emotional, because I understood how it feels to like think about yourself in that way and like have that, eating habits. But he's going to release his album in October 23rd. And it's, his first solo project. My first question when I heard about this was like, is he leaving the band? Because when Zayn left One Direction, I was devastated. I didn't cry like many people did, but I was hurt. Then when their hiatus happened, I was so triggered. I was like, no, they can't leave, Okay, yeah. So when One Direction went on their hiatus, I was so pissed. I was so triggered because I was like, my childhood, like, I loved them. I followed every single, moment with them. And maybe I didn't, like, start watching the X Factor when they were on it, but for sure, I binge watched all the episodes they were on and, like, their, like, little video episodes and stuff like that. So I was a big fan. I went to their concerts and everything. I was just, like, so in love with Harry. Even though I lied and said Niall was my favorite, it was always Harry. I always loved Harry. But anyways, going back to Ashton. Anyways, so he's releasing his solo album October 23rd. And it's called Super Bloom. And it has 10 tracks. It's Scar, Have You Found What You're Looking For, Skinny Skinny, which is like single, Sunshine, The Sweetness, I'm to Blame, Drive, and Perfect Lie. And he directed the Skinny Skinny music video with Jade Ellers. I'm dumb as hell. And it says, faces and fights back against the demon that lives in the mirror. And then he said, I wanted to capture what it feels like to struggle, not feeling at home in your own body. This is a video of battle, footage of the fight, a snapshot of resilience. I love you. I hope you find this video empowering. Love, AI. Yeah, so I'm, like, really excited. I didn't know he was doing this, to be honest. I was just, like, I thought it was just weird. Also, ignore my grandma in the background. I don't know. Like, I'm really proud of him. Glad that he's doing this. Super proud of him. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's, it's wild, but I wish him nothing but the best. Yeah, I don't know, like, let me know if you're excited. Also, if you go to my Twitter, you can see that he's one of the people that I, tweet at. But anyways, yeah, that's it. Let me know if you're excited. Hey, what's happening? Reference to Mean Girls. Anyways, even though this is a presidential election, there are many more candidates on the ballot besides the president. Go to Ballot Ready for a nonpartisan guide to your entire ballot. From there, you can compare candidates based on stances on issues, biography, or endorsements, and then save your choices to use when you vote by mail or in the voting booth. You can even request your absentee ballot or make a plan to vote early or on election day. This election matters. Make sure you have a plan to vote and vote informed. This year, with changes to polling places and vote-by-mail laws as a result of COVID, it's more important than ever to have a plan to vote. Located elected officials affect our lives every day. They decide who to prosecute, monitor the quality of our drinking water, and choose the leadership of our schools. Very, very important. 30% of voters take the time to vote and then leave some part of their ballot blank. This is a missed opportunity to choose the leaders of our communities, which is so important to learn about our candidates, not just the president, but every single part. It's okay if you're unfamiliar with some of the more local positions. We recommend hosting a ballot party, get together with friends over Zoom, split up the research, and go through your ballots together, especially if you guys have similar political beliefs. So go to ballotready.org, that is BALLOTREADY, ballotready org, and enter your address to make a plan to vote and vote informed. All right, guys, see you later. Okay, so at the start of the pandemic, there's been a lot of, like, OnlyFans, and, like, it has become super popular. Beyonce did that one line in her remix with Megan Thee Stallion, like, might create an OnlyFans. A bunch of these sex workers, promote their work on Twitter, Instagram, the works. And OnlyFans has become a platform similar to YouTube and like Instagram and whatnot to essentially get money. And one, I want to say we support sex workers in this podcast or on this podcast, okay? They are workers and they are getting their money and they are doing it in a way that most of the profit goes to them directly, unlike a lot of the porn industry and, you know, other companies or whatnot. These women and men and individuals who choose to, you know, work for OnlyFans are getting their profit directly to them in a safe manner. So we support sex workers, regardless if it's just on OnlyFans, if it's stripping, if it's porn, we support them here. Okay, just want to put that disclaimer out. But recently, not that OnlyFans has gone under fire, per se, it's more of celebrities using the OnlyFans. So if you don't know, Bella Thorne created her own OnlyFans, and it kind of fucked it up for a bunch of like the workers who don't have 20 million Instagram followers and are on TV shows and get paid shit ton of money being a celebrity, being an actress. You know, these workers are people who, you know, can't afford to live the average day and need that money. And Bella just created her own thing, and someone said that she literally, her subscription was like a ridiculous amount, for one, and two was just her drinking wine in lingerie. And I'm not saying you can't do that. Sure, some women do it, but it's just like, sis, why, unless you're gonna donate that money, why the fuck do you need that income? And I'm not hating on her because I genuinely do like Bella Thorne. I know a lot of people don't. I do. I think her acting is great. She's just a little weird sometimes. But that one really pissed me off because it's like, okay, like, it's like, I just don't think she needs that money unless you're going to donate it. Because, like, that's just another stream of income aside from the millions of dollars you probably make with your sponsorships and acting and all these things that you do, you know, versus like these women who are, and men and like individuals who are doing it because, you know, they work another job that's not, you know, they don't get the income they need to like pay bills and their apartment and whatnot, whatever they need to like pay for. And so then now I'm just seeing a bunch of like celebrities who, like Tana Mojo did it. Now I heard of OnlyFans through Lena the Plug, and if you don't know who Lena the Plug is, she was like friends with Tana, and she like is a sex worker and things like that. So yeah, she has her own private Snapchat, and she, you know, has OnlyFans and like her Pornhub account, and then, you know, YouTube or whatever. But those were her main streams of income, was content creation within that space, versus an actress who like, there's nothing wrong with an actress then deciding to do OnlyFans. Like, that's not the point. I guess I'm more upset because a lot of the sex workers that I follow on Twitter were kind of like saying that Bella kind of fucked up the algorithm for them, and it kind of made it worse for like smaller accounts to get money, you know? So now I just thought, because I follow, of course, if you don't know, I'm obsessed with Dylan O'Brien and obsessed with Teen Wolf. I still binge watch all the seasons till this day. I just love that show. So I do follow Tyler Posey, who played Scott on Teen Wolf. I follow him on Instagram. Just found out he created an OnlyFans account, and I'm just like shooked by this information. So yeah, he has his OnlyFans account, and he's paying $14.99 per month. And he has 5 posts right now. He has a total of 1.5 likes currently. You can't really like see what he posted because obviously you have to pay for it. But if you don't know, he had his own little scandal with nudes back in, I forgot what year it was, but his nudes, or his like, well, his nudes got leaked, but also like videos of him obviously naked and doing sexual things got leaked, and he addressed them and kind of moved on. It wasn't just him though, it was Cody too. I forgot his name Cody? He played Liam He's an All-American now. Anyways, his videos also got leaked. Just go to Pornhub. Honestly, just go to Pornhub and put their names in and you'll find it. I'm not proud of it, but just that's where you can see it. So obviously, Tyler, I don't know, maybe because I have a soft spot for Tyler and Teen Wolf that I'm kind of like, he can be excused, which is not true. But, he's doing other streams of content creation. I mean, he's in a band. He's still acting. This is just another mode. And good for him. Good for him and his sexuality, by the way. Because men can be sex workers, too. I just want to address that, too. It's not just women. It's a plethora. You don't have to have a gender to be a sex worker. So, putting that out there. But it does question it. Like, what is a celebrity like Tyler, like Bella, like Tana do to smaller accounts who are trying to make income, That's just my idea. What do you guys think about this? Would you create an OnlyFans account? I was considering it, honestly. I was considering it. Because the amount of pictures I have of myself in underwear and in lingerie just for me to admire could get me some money. So, let me know. Thank you guys for listening. Remember, if you want to chat more about what I just talked about in this podcast, comment in the Apple podcast section. You can leave comments. Remember to give my podcast 5 stars if you do that. And then you can also follow me and this podcast on Spotify. Or if you just want to keep chatting about this, you could also DM me directly on socials. For Instagram, I have several accounts, so bear with me. My main account is at my name, Melissa, 1997. My beauty account is at Mely, Mely, beauty 97. And then my brand new Instagram account, dedicated only to this podcast, is at Chisme with Mely. Follow me there. DM me, comment, give me news. I love little small gossip tea, like band shit. Like, I love Pretty Much. That's a boy band. And I'm always following like the tea with them. And so like any small thing you can give me, let me know, and I will literally cover these topics with you, or with anyone who's listening, obvi. Anyways, yeah, so follow me on those socials. Twitter's literally at Mely baby, or is it period? I don't know my own social media. There's so many social medias I have. It's kind of ridiculous, and I need to like buckle down. Yeah, so my Twitter is at Mely baby 1997, and it's the same one for TikTok as well. If you want to follow me on TikTok, you can do that. Thank you guys so much for your love and support, and for getting me to like all these listeners. Like I'm genuinely just like appalled, and I just am so lucky for you guys to listen to this. This is my baby. Anyways, yeah, see you guys in the second episode, or the next episode. Love you guys.